Greetings, YouTube. The Doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons & Dragons. And today we're going to talk about the spell Fly on the Doctor spell prognosis. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or comment. All right, this is pretty straightforward. We're giving this spell an A-. It can be used in combat. It should be used in combat. But it is not a damaging spell, but it can help quite a bit in many different situations. It is a third level concentration spell. You do want to concentrate on this spell, and it is usable by sorcerers, warlocks, wizards, and artificers, which are all of the base arcane caster classes. For this, it takes one action. It's a touch, verbal, somatic, and material, which is a free material. Lasts for 10 minutes, which in my opinion is not long enough, and thus it gets an A- because of that, and pretty much because of that. So you touch a willing creature, which yourself can also be the willing creature, and it gains a fly speed of 60 feet, which is twice normal-ish movement for most characters. And then when the spell ends, the target falls if it is still aloft, unless it can stop the fall. So remember that. You fall. If that spell ends and you're 100 feet in the air, you're falling 100 feet. So you need to be careful. And then you can upcast the spell. And when you do, you can target one additional creature for each slot above third level. So at fourth level, you can target 2 creatures. So when do you want to use this spell? And how should you use this spell? And should you concentrate on it? And the answer is yes. You absolutely should concentrate on it once you've got it going. But once you do cast this spell, you're going to be concentrating on this and no other concentration spells, which means you're going to be casting other spells like fireballs and lightning bolts and magic missiles and things that are one-offs. Let's see. In addition, so I think probably one of the best uses for this spell is particularly against dragons. If dragons are played properly by the dungeon master, they are never going to touch the ground. They don't really have like a flyby attack, but what they'll do is they will hover around until their breath weapons recharge, and then they'll just use their breath weapons. That leaves characters on the ground with ranged weapons only able to fight it. Everybody else is kind of stuck. Fly kind of changes that. So you can cast Fly on some of the melee characters and have them fly up to attack the dragon or whatever it is that's flying. A lot of flying creatures have fly speeds that are more than 60 feet, so you have to be cognizant of that fact. But this is a way of getting those melee characters, those paladins, those melee fighters, the melee ranger within striking distance on a creature that is flying, particularly a dragon, because you need to take the fight to the dragon and not let the dragon pick everybody off with its breath weapon. And then everybody else can concentrate on doing their ranged attacks while the melee characters get it into contact with the flying creature / a dragon. So I think that is a super good use of this. For the actual caster to be flying is also a great thing. It allows them, it doubles their speed. That's awesome because most of these sorcerer, wizards, warlocks, or artificers are going to have speeds of around 30 feet. It doubles the speed and allows you to get in the air and get away from enemy melee attackers so that you can rain fire or lightning or whatever you want on them without fear of them coming up and going after you. Now, you do put a big red target on your face if you do fly up and start doing that from all the ranged things. But if you're up against all melee and they have very little range or they're very weak on ranged, then you're golden. You can be, 60 feet in the air and you are totally golden for that combat and they're not doing anything as long as you got all the spells that you need to cast. I like flying with a warlock sorcerer and using Eldritch Blast because Eldritch Blast has a 120-foot range. It is a fantastic spell, and you can just start blasting everything, and especially if you combine it with things like Agonizing Blast, or if you combine it with Repelling Blast where you can push things. Now you're out of range of melee attacks, and you're pushing them all over the place and controlling the battlefield. So those are a couple of my ideas. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody later.